Hey everybody, I have a new mini to share with you. I think I can get through this video. I think I've thawed out enough this morning. It was 20 degrees when I got up this morning. I live on the Gulf Coast, so it's not supposed to be 20 degrees here. But it was, and we're dealing with it. But anyway, I wanted to share this mini with you. It is part of some design work I've been doing for a company called the Kraft Outlet. If you've seen the last few videos I've made, I've been using a lot of their products in the things I've been making. And they sell craft paper products, envelopes, cardstock, things like that. Plus they have a lot of other stuff in the store too. But besides the store, it's an online store. I'll put the address up on the screen. We also have a challenge blog where we have a weekly challenge that you can enter your project in to try to win a prize from the store. And our upcoming challenge is to make a project inspired by the word family. So I decided to do a little mini album with some photos of some of my grandparents. And I have made this out of a lot of the products from the store. If you want to know what I've used, I've put all that information on my blog. I'll put my blog address up here, and I'll have links directly to the store for each one of those products, and probably a little bit maybe more description about some of the things that I've used in the album if you're interested in that. But anyway, the covers are made with mat board. I wanted something really sturdy, so I used 2 pieces of mat board, and I have taken some black cardstock and run it through a Cuttlebug embossing folder, the textile one, and then I went over it with some gold rub and buff, and that gave it some really cool texture. It looks antique-y to me. And this album is an envelope mini that's based roughly on one of Laura Dennison's designs. I just love her stuff. She has the coolest ideas. But it is an accordion album. I've made an accordion spine with the folds in there. This is very similar to the way that I made my Bloom album that I gave away, if you want to go back and look at that. But anyway, I put just a cardstock binding on here and added some waxed twine. It has a different name. I'll have to look it up. I'll put it on the screen. And I put some beads on it just to give it a little interest. This is my first attempt. Well, I shouldn't say my first. I've tried to make these before, but it's not something I've been doing a lot of. But this is done in the Tim Holtz grunge rose style, and I think I need to practice some more. But anyway, this is punched out with the Tattered Florals Sizzix die. This is just a rolled rose, and then I have some little punched out flowers and pearls, and I've used some Martha Stewart punches for the leaves and greenery, and this little flourish under here is a Sizzix die. I cut the family letters out with my Cricut and set them on top of some of the paper that I've used throughout the album, which I've used the Capella line from Basic Gray. I'm a Basic Gray nut. I love their paper. They're just so pretty. But I backed the letters on some of that, then I put it on some more black cardstock, and then a piece of the craft cardstock from the store. And there's also a little bit of craft underneath the binding. It's a double layer. There's the craft and there's the black cardstock. Alright, so that's the cover. I think I told you about everything on there. I used a lot of vintage photo ink through here to ink everything up in the album. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I haven't done anything with this cover page yet. I'm still thinking about it. I was thinking about adding a tag pocket or something on there, but I'm not sure yet. But my first page, I found this quote. The past is a source of knowledge and the future is a source of hope. Love of the past implies faith in the future, by Stephen Ambrose. And I thought it was a fitting way to open up the album. And I've added a bunch of punched flowers, a lot of Martha Stewart, and that's the Tattered Florals one again. Then we get on to the photos. And I have done this grandfather, grandpa, mother page back and forth throughout the album except the last one. But I have a photo of, this is my grandfather, and I've put the last name, the first letter of their last name on each page with them. And for the men pages, I tried to find a little photo of something that pertained to them in their life, whether occupation or whatever. And he was in the Civilian Conservation Corps, and I have this picture, that's him standing right there with his buddies that were in the CC camp thing with him. This is a actual sticker that you can find in the store. They come in a sheet like a sticker labels, and I just put one on some black cardstock and inked around the edges. The photos are all matted onto black cardstock, and I inked around them to antique them, and all the pages are antique too. Sorry about that. My dad came to the door with a box from Wild Orchids. I couldn't turn him away when he has paper flowers. So here we are back on the second page. This is my grandmother. The B for her maiden name, some more punched flowers. And I just put flowers on the pages for the ladies. My grandmother did work, but actually, when I thought about it, every single one of my grandmothers was very connected to flowers. They were either very good at growing them, and I know my mom has some from her grandmother now, some plants that are growing that were from offshoots of plants she had, and one of my grandmothers was even a florist, so I thought the flowers on the grandmother pages were the perfect touch. But that's her page. And next comes great-grandfather. He was a farmer, and he drove ox teams for the lumber companies, and that's a picture of a farmer's almanac catalog. That's his wife. There's some more flowers, and her maiden name started with an H. This is my great-grandfather. He was a master ship carpenter. He built schooners like this, and then when schooners went out of style, he built shrimp boats for, lots of people down here on the coast, and he's a pretty sharp looking dude there. That's his wife. More punched flowers, and in each of these pockets I have pull-out tags, and I have well, I pulled out the wrong one. That's the back one. This is the one for my great-grandmother, and it's not wanting to focus in. There we go. I just wrote her name and all her information on there, and I've done that for each person in here. I did a little stamping on here, and I used My Favorite Things die. It's makes it look like a page out of a notebook. I thought that was really cool. So I made that for each one of the tags that go in the pockets, and then I've just put some craft paper on the back. I hadn't decided whether I wanted to put more pictures or make this more journaling and tell, interesting stuff about them, occupation or interesting story or whatever. You can do whatever you want to on there. And that's a Stampin' Up! Tab punch there. But each one of the pockets has two of these in it, one for each person on either side, and those are inked also. This is my grandfather. He was born over in what is now Serbia. Came over here when he was 3, and he was a postman over here. This is my grandmother, and that's my dad right there. He is one of 2 sets of twins in that family. There was 10 kids, and that's my grandmother back there. There's some more punched flowers, and that's my grandfather's father that was also born over in Padina, and that's my grandfather on the bicycle with him. I think this picture was taken right after they immigrated over here to the U.S. because my grandfather was only 3 when he came over here. And this is a picture that I found on the internet of a pickle factory just a little ways upstate from me that he worked at when he moved down here. It's out of business now, but I found that old photo of that, so I stuck that there. The other set of grandparents, this is the only picture I had of them, so I just put this one on here together, and I didn't put any other little photos on there. just put their name, initials, and some punched flowers. And then the last page I put another little genealogy saying on here, the kind of ancestors we have had is not as important as the kind of descendants our ancestors have. Author unknown. And that is something to ponder, isn't it? I left the back blank too. Like I said, I still haven't decided what I want to do there. And I also put the rub and buff on the Cuttlebug texture embossing on the back of the book. And that is my little mini album that I made. And like I said, I'll have some more details with the specific tools and whatnot that I used posted on my blog if you're interested in any of that, and also links for the store and all the products and everything, because all this was made with envelopes. Every page is an envelope that is it has black cardstock and then the Capella paper matted on top of it, and I just trimmed the top off of them to make them pockets for all the tags. But it was really simple to make, and I think it's the first album that I've made that didn't go, because it gave it enough room. But I'm really pleased with it, and I hope you like it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.